Oh my fucking god, look at it! This is like back in 2008 when the popular trend on YouTube was to make a realistic live action trailer of a popular nerd franchise.
Goku?
This is just what Netflix is doing now. Some of these honestly look better than what Netflix ended up doing. Hey guys! So the trailer for the new Lilo and Stitch live action just dropped, and ooh. Why do we keep doing this? When are we gonna be freed from this desaturated hell? Well, I thought the title said that this one was about the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. It was. It really was going to be. But then this monstrosity dropped, and that threw a little bit of a wrench into things, didn't it? But like, why, you guys? Did you want this in 2008? I always thought it was like a passing curiosity, but not compelling, like apparently some of you thought. Maybe not anyone watching my channel, but some people like this, I guess. We're in the middle of a real crisis in Hollywood. A realism crisis. And I think it's ruining cinema. Jesus Christ. But before we get into it, happy St. Patrick's Day. Or it should be when you're watching this. It's not St. Patrick's Day today. But that is why I'm wearing green. Amazing! And it's a Fall Out Boy shirt, so it's double whammy. It's St. Patrick's and Patrick. So. My mouth is dry. The Fall Out Boy Owala. Wow. Isn't she beautiful? And it's the limited Target Galaxy Edition Owala too. I know you're jealous. I'm very jealous. Like 5 people will know what any of this shit means. But if you do know what they mean, be my friend. That's all I think about. Literally all I think about. And if you like thinking, then get ready to think more with today's sponsor. No, I wish though, right? As always, I've got my Patreon linked. Be sure to share these videos around, like, subscribe, leave comments. We're almost to 100 subscribers, which is already more than I thought I was going to get. And it's only been 2 months? Not even a full 2 months. Nice. If I get this up before St. Patrick's Day. So I have I have Amazon affiliate links for like all the stuff that I use to film. So the microphone, the lights, the camera, action. I also sell graded and ungraded Pokemon cards on eBay, so I do have my Terrestrial Festival Japanese run up, and I have some more coming soon. I'm just waiting on them to come back from PSA, because it takes forever. My wife also has a Mercari with a bunch of like old and new Magic the Gathering cards. Anything else? I don't think so. Okay, alright, I've avoided this long enough. The original How to Train Your Dragon film was released in 2010 by DreamWorks Pictures. Featuring the heartwarming tale of the young, reluctant Viking Hiccup and his unlikely feral dragon partner Toothless, How to Train Your Dragon features themes of adventure, accessibility, and celebrating what makes us unique. The film delighted both audiences and critics and has spawned 2 sequels, 4 TV shows, stage shows, merchandise, theme park attractions, and soon an entire theme park land. Foreshadowing. How to Train Your Dragon also has a live-action remake set to release on June 13th, 2025. And when I say live-action remake, I don't mean in the Disney style, which usually would be a good thing, but it looks like it's literally a frame-for-frame remake of the original animated film, which, that's fine, I guess. Congratulations? I hope the storyboard artists got paid for this. I know that they didn't. And for what? You know, like, it doesn't look any better. It's not adding anything. This isn't inherently superior just because this is a real guy this time. This still isn't a real dragon. Which brings us to my biggest gripe with this whole fucking movie. The costumes. I've heard a lot of things about the costumes in the How to Train Your Dragon remake. Ren Fair attendee, cheap Game of Thrones costume. Somehow worse than the Dungeons and Dragons movie, despite really not looking all that different. Why? Because they're not, right? They don't look all that more or less visually detailed than Simon or Edgin here. Edgin? That can't be his name! It is his name! Did they, and they said it like that in the movie the whole time and none of us said anything? None of us said anything? Between John Horney in the Princess Diana video and fucking Edgin. Anyway. What's different about the two movies' costumes is what's around them. In the original How to Train Your Dragon movie, the costumes matched the environments. Because it was an animated film, the sets matched in complexity to the characters in it. It told us about their characters in flavorful ways that overall enhanced the looks of the animated character designs. In fact, the clothes are the least interesting things about them. The same goes for Chris Pine here. Chris's outfit isn't distracting us from him or his character. We can still clearly see the loot. None of his silhouette is broken up or hard to read as a result of his clothing, and it doesn't visually stand apart from the backgrounds or the other characters. Compare that with the How to Train Your Dragon live-action remake. These costumes aren't telling us anything meaningful about the characters here. In fact, their costumes are screaming louder than the actors are. That's why it feels like a cosplay. When you're doing cosplay, the focus of everything is on the costume. It's larger than life. It's the focus of every photo that it's in. That's the point. But the thing that's not working here with the costumes and the sets and everything else is that they're not matching the medium in complexity. The real world is infinitely complex. We are recording reality onto a film strip, editing it and replaying it back. There's an element of randomness there. An animated film can only have as much complexity as the computers are able to render. But in the live-action remakes, we're still using the simplistic stylized character designs with real things like grass and dirt and sky, and our brain is failing to reconcile the two. They didn't stand out as simplistic when they themselves were members of an equally stylized, simplistic world. And this is also why Lilo and Stitch doesn't work. This just looks like a house. This just looks like a little girl. This just looks like a beach. But this? This is a house with life and character and cleanliness problems. It tells a story. This little girl is a little pudgy and clearly Hawaiian. This beach is dripping with saturated colors and funny caricatures of tourists that bring it alive in a specific, critical take on Hawaiian tourism. This is just a beach! Every single frame of the original Lilo and Stitch was steeped in color. In tropical flavor that you can taste in every second of the film. They used these beautiful, expressive watercolor matte paintings to bring alive a version of Hawaii that was real to Lilo. The amount of information that is conveyed about the Pilikai household in this still versus this one? Is it Pilikai? Did I get that right? Hawaiian viewers, only tell me if I got it right. The only other way to achieve this kind of delicate, subtle visual storytelling in live action is through meticulously placed and designed sets. Something Disney clearly isn't interested in. Take Wicked or Wonka or Matilda. Yes, Wonka. And another thing that I think Disney isn't interested in anymore is the cross-dressing aliens. Which, fuck you for taking another thing from us. What, you think this is coming to get you? You think this is gonna turn your kids trans? He's more likely to turn your kids gay. Wake up, America. The other problem these movies tend to have is compensating for this lack of detail and control by up-resing the shit out of things that don't need to be up-resed. In the original stylized Lilo and Stitch movie, this was believable as a dog because this was also a human being. So this wasn't too hard to buy as a disguise. I am going to teach you all a fun concept that's going to change the way you consume fiction, okay? I know that's scary. I know. And there's no going back from it. And if you close the video now, I'll be really sad, okay? So you have to do it. Don't worry. I'll hold your hand. It's only one vocab word, okay? Diegetic versus non-diegetic. Diegetic or diegetic space is the idea that something is literally happening that the characters can see, feel, and interact with. In this scene, Stitch can literally hear the Elvis music that is playing because it is diegetic. Non-diegetic is, well, it's the opposite. It's something that is a part of the media, the film, the book, the comic, that characters cannot literally experience. In a montage like this scene, the music is non-diegetic. The music is solely for the audience's benefit. This line of thinking can be applied to anything. In animated movies, it's understood that character designs are non-diegetic. This man's nose is not really that big. But when we bring these characters into real life and only adapt some of their character designs, some things get lost in translation. Lilo believes this is a dog because he exists in a stylized world. But in the live-action remake, they just slapped realistic fur and shading on him and called it a day. I don't think this looks like a dog, and if I don't buy it, if you don't buy it, why should she? We only believe it because we know how the old story goes. He looks like that because that's what he looked like in the original movie. He's not what we would design him to look like if we started with this concept as a live-action movie where there's an alien disguised as a stray dog. Which brings us to the Toothless problem. His problem is the opposite of the costumes, but very, very similar to Stitch. He's way too detailed. I cannot see this level of detail in real life. Not just because I'm blind as shit. It stands out in a way that directly contrasts the simple shape language of both him and Hiccup's clothing. Both of these things only look like that because of the original movies. I'm so angry. It doesn't have to be like this. I'm not saying all realism is bad. Because, to be fair, we have some examples of it working. Kinda. Detective Pikachu was a good movie, okay? It was fine. I like it. It's my wife's favorite movie, and Pikachu is cute. How dare you look at him and say he's not cute? But part of that is because they used real film. The entire movie has a film grain over it that inherently washes out some of that detail. And even then, Mr. Mime still looked like this? Is that a basketball? But for the most part, Pikachu wasn't the most detailed thing on screen all the time. It wasn't like the filmmakers turned on RTX and are all trying to get us all to look at the individual hairs on Pikachu's head. It's a really great dragon. It's a really great lizard, guys. But it looks exactly the same as the original. This one's cool, I guess. The whole lack of art direction as a whole in these live-action remakes really turns me off from them, and I think they miss something important from the original films. Every single frame in an animated movie had to be painstakingly designed by one, if not many, individual artists. Every single frame. That's just simply not true with live action. You don't have to individually animate anything except for Toothless. And by providing the boundaries of reality, you remove a sense of wonder. When the art direction is simply be more realistic, we fail to look beyond reality. And isn't that what animated films are supposed to explore? Isn't that what film is supposed to explore? I'm not going to the cinema to see my neighbor's house and weird fucked up dog. I'm going to see motherfucking Lilo and Stitch, bitch. When we're given infinite realism, we have no guidance. It all starts to look bland and familiar. Even in realistic environments like the original How to Train Your Dragon, we still have stylization. Most perceive this as a limitation to the medium, but we've been doing photoreal since Jurassic Park. It's a choice. And when you choose wrong, it's wrong.
Ugh.
Like Jack Frost's feet.
Brother, ugh.
Now, there are certain elements in animation that you can up the realism almost an infinite amount, and it's fine. Costumes, hair, and movement. Those things are able to be perfected. Not texture. Not texture. Your eye can't perceive that level of detail. I can't see each individual scale on a snake when it slithers by. That's what makes it scary. How to Train Your Dragon is adding nothing because it's replicating exactly, with the exception of the medium. But live action can't push the boundaries of reality as far as animation. So in the end, it falls flat. It's actually removing something from the original. And that's why they look like cheap cosplays. You'd have to up the realism of the costumes too. Like, up the realism of the costume designs. Increase the visual detail to match the rest of the film, but that doesn't match the original. So we stick with the simple costumes and remove just a little bit more of that art direction, a little bit more of that heart, and a little bit more of that intention. By providing the boundaries of reality, you prevent the audience from filling in the blanks with their imagination. Which, isn't that a much more wondrous thing than the cool lizard you photoshopped into the woods behind the Universal lot? I know, it's just an advertisement for Epic Universe. And I'm not mad that I'm not going. I'm fine and normal. But you know what the worst part about all of this is? Besides the catastrophic damage Universal is about to do to Disney World's bottom line, it means I'm never fucking escaping this. And it's all your fault.
Bet you guys can't fly.
What?
Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate all the support that I'm getting. Every video that I post, I get a couple more comments, I get a couple more views, I get a couple more likes, and every single one means the world to me. As a brand new YouTuber, I don't have a lot of followers. I mean, I think I have 65 subscribers as of recording this video, so hopefully we can get to 100 and beyond even, but I'm gonna keep my aim low so that my expectations can be pleasantly surprised. As always, thank you so much to my patrons. They are just my friends. And you can be my friend too. If you want to be added to the list of people who are my friend, just sign up for my Patreon and I'll make a whole new tier. No, but for real, I do appreciate it. I appreciate every single person who comments on my videos. I know some of you guys are people that follow me from Twitter, and I really appreciate you guys as well. I see every single time you interact with my stuff, and it means the world to me. I'd love to be able to keep doing this. I found something that finally fits. I have a lot of good feelings. I have a really good feeling about this video. So hopefully you guys found it interesting. Hopefully you guys like this kind of more analytical style of video where I just kind of word vomit at you about why I don't like something. I mean, like, I have a degree in animation, so I kind of have an educated view on why I don't like this, but also I am just telling you why I don't like it. But yeah. I hope you like this. I implore you to check out any of my other videos. If you like this one, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, like the video, watch it again, watch all my other videos, and then send it to 5 of your friends like it's Amway. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next one. See ya!